I'm like, that's so cute. They love each other so much.
Yeah, it doesn't. I mean, obviously, there's levels. Like, if it's
oh
too
yeah, if they're gonna
much,
be like
yeah,
in
like
front of me, I'm like, okay, calm down, right? Like I'm right here.
Jonesy and Ray, just wondering.
Welcome back to Just Wondering podcast, where we will surprise each other with whatever topics come to mind. We literally know nothing and have made a rule to never research before recording, so buckle up.
we're your hosts. I'm Jones.
And I'm Ray.
And Ray, I was just wondering about love languages.
Romance.
Romance. Romance and love languages all together. Forgot.
I don't know anything about romance, and I'm not romantic.
Do you like romantic gestures?
I do not.
No, you don't.
No. Do you like romantic gestures?
Yeah, I would say I do. Not like, I don't crave them. I wouldn't be like, oh, I can't believe you didn't do a romantic gesture for me. But if I did have someone do something romantic for me, I may like it. It just depends on who it is, right? Because like sometimes people in the past have done romantic things for me, but I'm not interested in them. Like, don't do that.
I think that's my entire life, actually. I think like when I was in love, I did like it because it's like, that person loves me back, so that's nice. But usually I just feel like, why are you so obsessed with me? This is me dating. Why are you not obsessed with me? Why are you not obsessed with me? Why are you not obsessed with me? Why are you so obsessed with me?
Yeah.
And it's over. It's like, I guess I only like the chase.
I think maybe that's your romance, is like you like being lassoed. Like you're a running mare. I was gonna say stallion, but and you love like looking behind you and like seeing it coming, but as soon as they get you, you're like, fuck.
I don't like people to chase me.
You want to chase them?
I don't want to be pursued. I guess like I would be looking for a partner. I like the idea of having someone that like makes me motivated to do things for myself or like to encourage me.
Fair. But and to like someone to do something with, like you do it together. Yes. You're not making breakfast for someone else, you're making breakfast together.
I guess so. Yesterday I was told that there are 5 love languages.
Okay, I thought there was only 4, so
I don't remember what they are, but I think that it was communication, gifts,
yep,
time.
One is like physical touch, I think.
Oh yeah,
and then grand gestures or something.
Oh
no, I might have made that up.
No, I think that's it's something like that, like doing stuff for people.
It might be, yeah, that is one for sure, which is funny because like, I would say that's definitely my love language. But like it's also different because the love language you give and the love language you want to receive are not always the same.
Right, but often what you want to receive is how you act towards other people, I think. But yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if it's often different as well. And I think that there's one main one that is usually the most important to you.
Yeah, that makes sense. What would you say, what do you think yours is?
Communication and time are the 2 most important to me. Yeah. What do you think yours are?
I think gestures, but not necessarily like for them to be done for me, but I feel like that's how I express like my love for people. And communication is huge. Just basic communication, because without it, what do you have?
Yeah, the most important thing to me looking for like a partner or something would be, can we have a good conversation?
Yeah, or any conversation.
Right, yeah. Something that will really attract me to a person is if we can have a really good, interesting conversation. But also, we have to be able to be quiet together because I don't want to talk to them all of the time.
Being able to have silences is a form of communication in itself.
I think so too.
Because it communicates like comfort and the ability to like just be in each other's presence.
Yeah, and that's like you can read their body language and their facial expressions and everything too. It's all like a form of communication.
Like I can sit quiet with people, I just typically don't because I am not quiet. Just gotta crack jokes left, right, and center, you know?
The other one is time, and like I do not prioritize dating. I don't care very much. So if I'm willing to figure out a time to see someone, like to me that is a huge gesture. If I'm willing to make time to hang out with someone, because usually I just say I'm busy.
Yeah, spending time with someone I think is big, and that also includes like spending time with them, doing things that are important to both of you and things that are maybe important to one person but aren't important to you, and like sort of making those sacrifices to be able to spend that time together, I find can be like a huge thing, right? Sometimes you do things you don't want to do so that you can spend time with someone else. I've like heard a lot about love languages, but obviously don't look it up because I just don't know.
I heard about it for the first time yesterday.
I think, yeah, people talk about it. I think it's like the same kind of thing as horoscopes, right? Like there's people who are super, super, super into it. But yeah, so then I know there's 5 love languages. I've talked about it a couple times because I have a couple friends who are like pretty big into it. They say it's always something that's like good to do with someone you're like getting into sort of a serious relationship with, and sort of sitting down and figuring out what your love languages are together, so that you don't sort of get mad at the other person if they're not expressing their love in the way that you want it.
You don't want to be disappointed if like they really are showing you how much they care because they're doing the things that they find very important. But also I think if I say like this is something that's very important to me and it's not that important to them, and then they just never do it even though they know it's important to me, then I know, okay, well, like we could compromise and we could make it work, but if you're not going to, then it's not worth it.
I was just gonna say, I think it can be detrimental within relationships. And I've known a couple people, like I have one friend, and her significant other are pretty different love language wise. She loves gifts, she loves giving gifts, she loves getting gifts. Like that's something that's very important to her. And her partner is not a gift giver. He doesn't really care about gifts. He never really like gives gifts, and she would get really upset about it.
But he didn't realize the importance of it.
Yeah.
It's not that he didn't care about her or didn't want to get her the right thing. It was just that he didn't realize that it was something that it was going to affect her in that way, right? That
exactly.
She would feel like you could then have like doubts about your relationship if someone's not expressing the love language the way that you need them to.
Exactly. And then they sat down and they like looked over their love languages, and it like changed things for them.
I think it's really cool. And I actually will look into it more. We don't research before recording, but I am going to do some research after because I am curious about it. Like I never knew there was such a thing as love languages, but I do know what I find important to me in terms of finding a partner. And I could recognize that might not be the same in the other person. So I was recently kind of seeing this guy, and he wanted to just bring me little treats. He would like show up at my work and like bring me a slice of cake, and I'm like, that's fine, but like I'm not hungry.
I would love that.
He felt like he was doing something so nice for me, and I just really didn't appreciate it. And I would say like thank you, but like I didn't want this. Like that's probably like so hurtful to him because he thought it was so important to him to bring it to me, and I didn't even really thank him. Like I didn't genuinely thank him because I didn't want it.
Yeah.
Right? Like what I want is to be able to sit down and have a really great conversation with someone, and we didn't really have that. So to me, I'm like, you don't listen to me, we can't have a conversation. And so I always felt hurt when we were trying to talk, but then he wanted to like write me little notes and like send me cute memes and stuff because that's like how he expresses it. But it was such a disconnect.
You just weren't vibing, weren't meshing on the same level, speaking different languages, if you will.
That's it. But I didn't even know about love language. And so I had the sense that like what we thought were important or like a way that we would show our affection, I could tell they were very different. We had different ideas about it, completely different experiences and needs. But I didn't know that there was like a thing that people knew about. But
no, it's like a huge thing.
Yeah, I had no idea about that.
I think part of love languages probably developed because someone was like, this person's not making me happy, or I'm not making someone happy, so let's develop something that brings a bit of peace of mind to people.
Yeah, like just clarity.
Yeah. You asked about romance earlier, and then just talking about like, would you like it if someone did something like big and romantic for you and you wouldn't? Versus me, I like really like that, but I think that that's also like, I really like attention, so it's nice to like, when you get like gestures like that, then it is like receiving a lot of attention. So it's something like that. Like I used to always think that I would get proposed to at a Leafs game on the Jumbotron, That's the
Right.
kind of love language.
I would hate that.
Yeah, most people would be like, no, that's romantic to me. Other people are like, oh, romance is like flower petals leading to the bed with a heart on the bed. And I look at that and I'm like, what a mess. Like, who has to clean all those rose petals up?
I want someone to show up 15 minutes early
Yes.
from the time, like not bail, not postpone, not change plans last minute. It's like, if we make a plan, I want to do that thing. And
Yeah.
maybe like I'm always early, and maybe if they also showed up early, I'd be like, that's cool. Like, I don't want to wait around.
For you, I would guess that yours would be, yeah, time and communication. Because you're not really someone who cares about like gifts or.
I like to spend a lot of time with my friends and with my family too. So I need someone that is willing to really like be a part of my life,
Mm-hmm.
because I don't want to give up any of those
Yeah.
other people or other things that I like to do. So if I have like Sunday Run Club, like if you want to join Sunday Run Club, like that's great. If you don't, then you can walk to the beer store and buy the beers.
Exactly.
And put them in the fridge while I'm running with my friends. That's so nice to me, is like to not have to like try and figure out when I have time to go and like buy a case of beer. It's like, oh no, while you're out running with your friends, I will stock the beer fridge. Like, that's the nicest thing, right?
10 out of 10 times I would rather take a bouquet of beer than a bouquet of flowers. Like, I would say gifts are not very important to me.
You love getting people gifts though.
I love giving gifts.
You bring me gifts like almost every time I see you. You're just like, I saw this and I thought of you, and I was like so excited.
I don't like pressured gifts, but I always am like, yeah, if I see something that someone I care about likes, or like that they're gonna find exciting, or that they're gonna like, then I'm gonna buy it for them. Which is probably why I'm in debt when I'm with like a partner. Like, I do find that kind of stuff romantic. Like, if I'm like dating someone and I know they really love ice cream, like I'll just like bring home ice cream.
What's the most romantic thing that someone's done for you?
I don't ask me to marry them.
How'd that go? No, I'm kidding.
Yeah, not well.
Who watches this podcast?
Who watches this?
What about buying you a Phil Kessel jersey?
Yeah, that was pretty romantic. Yeah, getting a Phil Kessel jersey for Christmas. That, honestly, yeah, that was probably the most romantic thing, because I love Phil Kessel. And this was like very early on in a relationship and wasn't really sure what was happening. And like,
it was such a surprise.
It was a big surprise, and I really, really loved it. And it was sort of what sparked like even more, just because I wasn't expecting it. And it was obvious that like this person was paying attention to the things that I liked and things that were important to me. How about you?
I don't know.
I honestly don't feel like we live in a very like generically romantic generation. I mean, everyone looks at romance in a different way, but like your stereotypical like, this is romance.
Yeah.
I think so. Then it makes it harder to think about it.
Okay, well, it's just like from a friend, but like one of the nicest, like most romantic thing, like this is a friend of mine who is like has a very romantic spirit, like very just like traditional, loves to take care of people, but like in a way that where you just feel supported by them. You just know if they're in the room, you're gonna be okay. And when I left my work, they got me a watch. That's so nice, because I always wear a watch, but I always wear like a watch or like something that's like that you can get banged up. And he got me this really nice Coach watch, and I was like, that's so nice. Like, I wasn't expecting anything. And he was like, it's to represent the time we've spent together. That friendship and that partnership at work was so important to me.
That's such a nice gift.
He knows that like time management and like
is very important to you.
Scheduling is very important to me.
Yes. The other love language that we haven't talked about at all is physical touch. But I don't think it means necessarily in like having like a sexual relationship, but you know how some people are like a lot more touchy, or like need to like hold hands, or like have their arm around someone, or like constantly be like more like physically touching their partner. I would say that's not my thing.
I actually can find it very uncomfortable to be very physically affectionate. It depends on the situation. If it's just the two of us, I love it.
Yeah,
like I'm very happy to like cuddle, hold hands, whatever. or if it's like a date and we're out, but in a group of friends, I find it uncomfortable.
I don't like it at all.
Very physically affectionate. I feel like it's almost like controlling and possessive to me.
Yeah.
Right. I've been with people where like it's important to them. So like,
yeah,
throughout the evening, I make sure to go over and like give their hand a squeeze or like kiss them on the cheek like once in a while, just like so they feel reassured that I'm not ignoring them at a party or something. Like,
yeah. But, and I think it's okay, like a little something, but I just like the constant like touching, the constant holding hands, the constant like kissing. I don't think that I could be with someone who wanted that a lot.
And I don't actually even really mind it in my friends who are couples around me. Like I don't, it doesn't bother me to witness it. Like I'm like, that's so cute. They love each other so much.
Yeah, it doesn't. I mean, obviously there's levels. Like if it's
too much, they're gonna be like, in front of me. I'm like, okay, calm down, right? Like I'm right here.
But yeah, if someone else is sitting with like their arm around someone or like holding hands, I'm like, oh, that's so cute. But for me, I'm like, don't touch me.
Yeah, I have a friend, like a couple of friends, I guess, and they're the most like physically affectionate, but it's like in such a sweet way. And like they are from France, and like in France, like I actually had to kiss every one of their family members, right? Like that, like they are just like a more like physical contact culture than we are. So like when we're out, like all of a sudden, like they'll just turn to each other and just like, mwah, and they just like kiss each other, and it's really cute. And it doesn't feel weird because like everyone is friends with both of them. I personally feel uncomfortable and like controlled if they're holding on to me. I feel like I need my own space.
Yeah, like I'm not running away from you. If I didn't want to be with you, I'd leave.
I want you to be here. I want you to be part of the group. But we're hanging out with friends as friends. Because also I only really want to date someone that I can be friends with.
Yes.
Like you can date someone because of like lust or because of other things.
Romance.
Like romance, yes. They have to be able to hang out with my friends.
Yeah. Hang out with your friends, take the humor.
Yeah.
Take a joke. Yeah. Very, very important.
Because sometimes you get along with someone like just the two of you guys together, right? Without other people around. But like I try and introduce potential partners to my friends and family really early because I need to know what the dynamic is going to be, if it's going to be worth it.
Is it worth it? Let me work it. I put my thing down, flip it, and reverse it.
But I also know other couples that like they don't actually go out together, right? Like they are totally fine. Like the way that their relationship works is like maybe they live together and they spend time at home together, but when they go out, it's like they have separate friends, they do their own thing, and that works for a lot of people as well.
Ray, what are you drinking?
Today I'm drinking Good Luck Farmstead Ale.
Oh, nice. Yeah. I am drinking Staring Down the Sun Clementine Sour. All right. Thanks for watching. Cheers. Oh. Anyways, follow us on Instagram at just.wondering.podcast or email us at justwonderingpodcast.ray@gmail.com. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. Let us know what your love language is.
Did we get all of them? And
tell us about the most romantic thing that has happened to you or that you've done for someone else. It's all about romance, baby. Thanks for watching. Bye.
Bye.
Oh no, you froze. Oh no. Oh boy. This is not good. Ah! Huh.